Here we are back in my folder structure. We can see the home button there. I'm inside of this folder. The new file we've just created is right there. But I'm going to show you lesson 1. Now you can just start a new folder, a new notebook there. But I've already created one that we can use in lesson 1. Let's open that up. There we go. Took some time to load. Kernel starting. Please wait. Everything is installed. Let's go. And these are all the things we're going to get up to. Now look at this. This is what a notebook looks like. I'm writing code, but I'm also writing these little headers and subheaders. And what you can see is even some text in between that have got bullet points in them. It all looks very neat. Look at this. This is what a notebook is. A Jupyter notebook. And that is what makes scientific computing so exciting these days. You can write a whole manuscript with your code right in between. And these are all the things we're going to get up to when we look at our first lesson. We're going to just use Julia, as you can see, as a giant calculator. It is a scientific programming language, a technical computer language, and that is what we're going to start off with as opposed to the normal hello world. So here's a line of a cell code. You can see this faint line that appears, and if I move across to this, you see the faint line, that cell of that code cell, and you can see here that it was a markdown cell as opposed to a code cell. So inside of a markdown, I can write normal text, but I can also give it a size by using either markdown or HTML tags. Let's double click on this. And there you see all I've done is used HTML tags. Open H1, heading 1, that's the largest font it will render for me. Close H1. The alternative is, let's take those away. I'm just going to go to the front there and use a markdown little shortcut called the hashtag. See there, it jumped already to H1. That's the largest kind of text. That would be the same as H1, heading 1. Now, how do I execute that line of code? Because if I hit return or enter, it's just going to jump to the next line. Let's hit the backspace. I can do it in two ways. I can either hit the play button there, or if I'm in the cell, I hold down the shift key on Mac OS keyboard. I hit return. On Windows and Linux, I will just hit the enter key. So I'm holding down shift, hitting return, and that cell of code executes beautifully. Let's double click on this one. You see there are two hashtags. That would be the same as H2, heading 2. So I can just go to the end and just close heading 2 there. These are HTML tags. Many people are familiar with HTML tags. I can execute the cell there. There we go. Look at this, it's even smaller, and you guessed it, it's 3. Would be akin to an H3, so 3 little. You can go up to 6, H6. The smallest subheadings you can do. Let's just run that line of code. So first off, we're going to look at simple arithmetic. Just doing simple, basic additions and subtractions. We're going to move on to doing this through the built-in functions. Next up, we're going to look at associations. We can round off numbers. We're going to calculate the greatest common divisor and the least common multiples. We'll have a look at absolute values, some trigonometric functions, and they are all there, not just the ones I've listed here. We can calculate the sign of a value, and there's a few caveats there, something I just should make you aware of. We're going to use numeric comparisons, where we compare values to each other. A lot about that. We're going to look at special powers. Those are your square roots, your cube roots, and exponentials and logarithms we'll have a quick look at. I'll tell you quickly about all these special functions, complex numbers if you're interested in those, and we're going to talk a lot about plotting in future lectures, but I'm going to give you a brief look at how to plot some of these mathematical functions.